So yesterday we took out the new Rain Metal, and it's a Rain Metal Scorpion. It's pretty darn awesome TD, and it follows kind of in the line of the German TDs of like really big guns, really accurate guns, and I just had a blast with it. I put about 21,000 experience on it yesterday. It's kind of rocking out with my friends and using it in the broadcast, and overall, I definitely say it's a great tank if you go to purchase a premium tank. It's not an armored tank where you're going out there and fighting on the front line, but it is definitely a tank for, fighting from the shadows and sniping at the opponent. Great penetrating gun, really nice gun depression, and just overall a very, very fast tank. Good to get into position and maneuver and stuff, and a little bit of armor. You could take a glancing blow, but anything that's really big and direct, and this thing's gonna not be having a happy day. So, it could take a shot or two, but you don't want to take 3 or 4 shots on this thing. Definitely a really sweet tank. Another tank that we finally graduated to yesterday was in the Japanese line. We'll head over there and take a look at that, and we will be taking it out today in today's World of Tanks broadcast. Tanks for the memories. And right here, we got to the Tier 10 Japanese heavy tank, the Type 5, and this is one big heavy armored beast, man. I tell you what, it is a formidable tank. It's very similar to the Type 4 in the fact that you're a large target for artilleries and stuff, but I had a lot of fun taking this bad boy out yesterday and stuff. So definitely, let's get the chat opened up and we'll jump into some games here. Yay, World of Tanks. Yay, 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 yay. And here we go. Alright, get the old chat opened up. So yeah, this is one big bad mammer jammer. You know what I think we should do? I think we should put a paint job on this thing. So let's go take a look at the paint jobs here. Customize. And camouflage. And let's see, how should we make this thing look? Oh, that's a pretty sweet one right there. What other options do we have? We have a little summertime package. Yeah, put our own little spin on this thing. I like to kind of do that with... Hey now. I like to kind of do that with my tanks, man. Ones that get all the way there that I really enjoy, taking all the way to Tier 10. Definitely fun to put some camo on them before taking them into battle. Let's just check this last strain over here. Well, that looks pretty good right there. Kind of like the darker for blending in and maybe city style. That's pretty nice right there. Let's see. I think we'll go with this one right here. And let's go ahead and make that a permanent one. Permanent camo. Very cool. Put inscriptions on this thing too here. What are the inscriptions? It'll actually tell you what it means too. Like you'll see the kanji symbol like right there, but if you look underneath it'll tell you what it means, like love of country, pioneer, emperor's shield. It's pretty interesting to like learn what that symbol means. It means attack. It's pretty rad. Alright, for now we'll go with what we got. Alrighty. And why not take this big bad boy into battle? Hey Steve, how you doing? Shout out to Raging Panda. Thanks for the host, buddy. You guys know I love the Panda Den. Raging Panda's an awesome streamer. Shout out to my man Steve. Steve, first in chat. Hello, sir. Yeah, there's a link for Raging Panda stream right there. He's an awesome streamer. And shout out to the Panda Den that's visiting us today. Clink to the coffee drinkers. We got some delicious coffee going on. It's called Minas Brazil. Not like Minas, but it's like Minas, like M-I-N-A-S, like Minas. Minas Brazilian. And it is, it's a tasty little blend from Pete's Blend Coffee. That's really nice floral undertones, but it's it's very smooth, very enjoyable, very drinkable. How was dinner? Dinner was great, Steve. Thanks for asking. You know, I wanted a huge steak, bro, and I wound up roasting the chicken. So the way of life. My old man was like, son, we ate meatballs 2 days in a row. Let's do some... So hopefully chicken. I'm sorry, buddy, but you were delicious. We roasted up a nice chicken yesterday. And then just did some vegetables with it. A little blanched vegetable. You know. It was tasty, though. I gave it a kind of Mediterranean flair. I chopped up some green capers and green olives and stuffed them up under its skin and stuff. And put a little olive oil under there, a little rub down, a little salt, a little pepper. It was nice. Roasted it off for about an hour and a half. You know, when I was a kid, you could cook a chicken in about an hour and 15, and you can with the smaller chickens. But these things nowadays, they're like 6 pounds, dude. I'm like, what is that, a chicken or a mini turkey? So we're taking out our new Type 5, guys. I've only taken it out one time before this now. And I just graduated. It's actually a Tier 10 Japanese Heavy. It's my first Tier 10 Japanese tank. And it is one big beast, man. She is a beastosaurus, man. Lots of armor, lots of health points. It's got 2,800 health points on it, so I mean that is massive in World of Tanks. You know, it's got a very big gun on it, nice rate of fire. Basically, you know, a good frontal charge tank. Yesterday we took out this bad boy. We had 2 E100s with us. We had a Maus with us. And we were a pretty formidable fighting force, all of us together. It was definitely a fun little charge. It's also a lot faster than the Type 4 too, which is the predecessor to it. It's actually got a little bit better movement rate, and for a big tank, it actually moves pretty decent. And Steve, dinner again was delicious, my friend. Now, I am putting my foot down. We are doing steaks tonight. Steaks! We're doing them on the grill out there, man. I want a steak the size of my head, dude. I want like a 42-ounce bone-in. Yeah, steak. My pops bought some 2.5 pounders a couple weeks ago. And he's like, there's no way you'll eat that whole thing. And I was like, get in my belly. I want my baby back steaks. It was delicious. I want to get this bad boy into the city here. And I'm gonna try to push past my teammate here. I don't want to impede his gun. I like to play a real friendly game. I don't ever try to bully my teammates. You know, I'll run the enemy over, but I don't want to, you know, mess up my teammates anyway in their play. You know, I want them to have the best opportunities to excel. You know, because we're a team in this game, and that's what's so important. You know, working together and working in harmony. Ooh, nice shot, Death Star. The Death Star just came around the corner and nuked the other team's waffle tank. Turned it into a pretty cool little street fight here right now. Right here, right now. Enemy exposed. I love this game. I mean, you can see me playing it a lot in the stream. You can see a lot of broadcasts on my YouTube for it. That's just a game I find so enjoyable. Well, hello there, Mr. E100. See if we can't get on the backside of this guy right here. Help out our teammates. We'll face down with the E100 and we'll try to provide fire support on the T10, E5. We just bounced the E100 shot. That's pretty hot. That's one of the biggest tanks in the game, and to bounce his rounds. We are a hell of a doorstop. Now we actually got a little time to maneuver. We can try to come in, take this guy head on right here. Fortunately, we didn't penetrate through right there. I kind of rushed that shot. He's digging in. Ooh, we bounced him. Brrr, ramming speed. Battle of the big boys. We got a damaged track. Zero penetration. Enemies looking right at us. Oh, the Death Star just came up and assisted us. Thank you, Mr. Death Star. We're having a sumo battle there. Sumo, sumo. That's another really nice thing about this tank, is it just has huge survivability. Has a huge chance of surviving the fight. Take pictures? No, I didn't take any pictures last night. You know, roasting a chicken and stuff, man. Sometimes I'm just sitting back roasting a chicken, bro. Really wasn't, to me, it wasn't like aesthetically the most beautiful dish or anything like that. Wasn't an ugly dish or anything either, but, you know. I just didn't find it that picture worthy. Ready to fire on target. Oh, man, the meeting of the big guns. Target locked. Enemies looking right at us. Ready to fire on target. Woo! She's loaded. This is awesome. Locked on. And that's one of the things that's really drawn me to this tank line and stuff, and I think that I'm going to enjoy about this Type 4 Heroes Tell Everybody Good game, or Type 5, is that it's just such a big tank. It's got so much armor, so much health points that, you know, you can take those shots and come on out there and just be like a wall in there, you know, blocking 2,000 points, dealing out some nice damage itself. It's definitely a pretty sweet ride. Well, welcome back there, Mr. Cab. I just took out my Type 5 for its second maiden voyage. Put a little camo on this bad boy. Oh yeah, looking good. Looking ready to take this bad boy out to the disco. And it's always really a satisfying feeling to finish a tanks line in this game, you know, to just be like, all right, we put in the time, we put in the hours, let's go on through. This Object 704, we got 262,000 XP on this tank, and we need about another 30,000, about another 38,000 to finish this one, and we'll be able to take this one to tier 10 too, so we'll be up to 11 tier 10s. We're at 10 right now. Let's go ahead and take it out. Hey, Brian. Yeah, that sumo match I was talking about a little bit in the broadcast, man. That was fun, dude. We took out all those heavy tanks last night. We had 2 E100s, a Maus, and the Type 5. That was tonnage, bro. That was tonnage, dude. I don't think the other team, they had big tanks too, but we just all win as one, dude. And we pushed through. I literally was the tip of the spear, and the other team was just unloading on me, but these guys were coming in behind me, and they were unloading on the other team with their big guns, and it was a lot of fun. And I survived the battle too. I lived through. Actually, no. Eventually, the Death Star got me. I survived the first engagement, but finally, the Death Star punched my ticket, sent me on my merry way. Okay, summertime out here. Summertime in the Arctic Sea. Yeah, that was a lot of fun though, Cab. We'll definitely do that again, bro. Yeah, so I'm getting really close. I mean, about 38,000. I'll be able to take this to the Object 268, which is the Tier 10 Russian TD, and it's just been a pleasure. You know, sometimes in TD lines or in any of the tank lines, you can get one or two tanks that's a real challenge to go through, almost like, you know, overcoming that tank and then going to the next one is like a great reward, you know, for persevering. I gotta say though, the Russian TD line I found completely enjoyable. Every single one I enjoyed, so I think that's a great line to recommend to people and stuff. They've got nice guns, nice armor, just great movement. Basically, you just don't want the enemy to get behind you. I mean, you can see the gas tanks on it, you know, big ball of gasoline and explosives in there, so you don't want the enemy to flank you. But a great front-on tank to, you know, stand your ground. Ah, the T-32, sure. Well, good for you, Reaper. You know, I have a lot of friends just getting into it now. My buddy Lionbane's getting into it. Ooh, you see that Arty round soaring off over there. Oh, where that was going. See a lot of the friends getting into this game, and it's one that, you know, anybody can get into. You know, it's really a team-oriented. I don't know where those Arty rounds are going, but they're scaring me. Got a big T-10E4 out there. That's a heavy tank destroyer out there, American line. It's one bad mammer jammer. I don't know if that's a... Let's see the Arty on the other team. Yeah, I was going to say, it seems like it's a British Arty because they are sure pounding out the rounds in it. Good chance to move forward on this guy if he's on fire out there. Yeah, the T-32 can be a bit of a challenge. That, I think that's a good tank to play though, bro, because like it really gets you like familiar with tanks, you know, and that not always will you have the biggest gun and the best armor. It's, whoa, we got a waffle out there. Gotta watch that Arty too that was just stringing rounds out because he's gonna be happy. Oh man, our teammate went out there in the middle of that field, and that is not gonna be a happy day for him. These guys are smart too. They're just popping up a little bit, being very patient. And a lot of times patience will win this game. Took some hard hits already. Nice. Our Arty just smashed their Arty. Probably counter-Arty'd him. That's very nice not to have to worry about the Arty coming in over the top. Good job, Arty. Oh, damn! Woo! I tell you what, that's one of the things about the Russian TDs, man. That was a Tier 10 American. This is a Tier 9 Russian, but it's got a 152 millimeter cannon, and it's definitely one of those tanks that, woo, dog, it can pack some thunder. Well, Steve, you know, it might, if it's your type of game, you know, bro, I mean, you never got to play a game unless it's something you want to play. One of the things that I love about tanks is, you know, one of the greatest things is definitely that it's free. So, you know, if you reinstall it and you find it's not your cup of tea, you can always just make room, you know. Got another waffle over there. That Rom B over here too. It's a lot about. Ooh, hello, Mr. Waffle. Bam! Goodbye, Mr. Waffle. Woohoo! Super satisfied. Caught him on the run. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Reaper. Well, you saw right at the start where I took some really heavy shots and I backed off. Sometimes that's what's so important about this game is a little bit of patience, you know? It's not that you're going to camp the entire game out or anything, but if you go out there and you're like, I am John Rambo or John Wick or any of the badass Johns, You never know, man. These guys, they'll be back there with their big guns ready to make you pay. So it's a lot of times it's the, waiting for that opportunity, There's another big, that's the tier 8 Russian TD out there, right there, the 152. And he's got a really nice gun on him. If he's all the way upgraded. That Rom B just made our T10 pay out there. There we go, there we go. Oh, nice, Artie. Good shot. Now we're going to press the field. Now we're going to go in and close in the noose. The last of their forces are over here being engaged this way, so we'll come in and put the rear pressure. That's also their base. Also, you can optionally capture that base to win the game too. There it is. Tell them all, good game.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, such a satisfying game. We got 2 tier 10s that time. Took out the Mighty Waffle and added another 2,300 XP to our tank. Very cool, very cool. And this bad boy now is, again, about 35,000 for being able to take it to its final tank, and I'll show you that. So what you do is you start earning XP on your tank, and then you'll do the unlocks, and you'll have to earn XP for the unlocks. Usually, like this tank started with a tier 7 gun, but then you can upgrade it to the 152, which is what I like to use on it, and the tier 7, but then eventually at 301,000 I'll be able to take this bad boy to the Object 268, which is the next in line. And I'm gonna keep this one. Sometimes I sell the tier 9 to buy the tier 10, but this one I'm gonna have to make up 6 million silver on my own, because this one's gonna stay in the old war room. I really like the one that led up to it, the 152. Actually got a mark of excellence on the barrel on this one for having some really good games in it. And like I said, I enjoyed this entire Soviet TD line. So if you're wondering, like, do I want to start a tank line? What line should I start? Well, if you like sniping tanks or just kind of sitting back and like kind of roosting on the battlefield, dude, I recommend this SU line all the way, and I'll show you the line right here. It is this line right here. So you go through the AT1, you go to the SU-76, SU-85B, SU-85, SU-100, and there's also an option. There's another TD line which branches off, and you can actually see that one. Let's see, right here, which kind of runs parallel to it, starting right here at the SU-100M. And so this one has a little bit faster fire rate, a little bit faster movement speed, and a really nice armor pad. That's what Nemesis Finn was telling me the other day, was to check out the armor on this tank right here. So let's see the armor spread on it. Nemesis knows his tanks. Oh yeah, that's, oh man, that thing's like shooting at a brick wall with the front of it. And that's another great thing to do with tanks, is to always, like, check out the tanks, do a little research, and you can see the weak spots on them. So you definitely want to hit it in the side, hit it in the rear, potential arty shells over the top. Yeah, but Nemesis Finn, he was not kidding. Or if you're facing it head on, that underplate, which is a lot less thickness, but still no guarantee. And that's got a really nice rate of fire for the TDs, so it's definitely, and a big gun, very powerful gun. I might go up that line, eventually come back down here to the tier, looks like, yeah, it looks like it branches off right there, so basically go from the SU-100 to the SU-100M1, which would be pretty cool. Nice, nice! D4th Cav knows his tanks, man. My man Cav, he knows his tanks, so if he's saying that he likes I thought you would like that French tank, bro, because that thing, I've seen that thing putting in some work. I've seen that M4 Revorsi, and that's a tank you can actually earn right now, guys. There's 16 days left in the Beast of Prey Ops. I got 251 points out of 1,000, so I'm just a little over a quarter way there to the top. But if you go all the way to 1,000 points, you can earn the tank Cav's talking about right there, the M4A1 Reveal Orsi, which is a French toughie, and it's a heavy, or is it? I think it's actually a medium. And then the Chieftain T95 you can get at 825, the Cromwell B at 650. You could get a tank at 500 points there with the AC4, and even win a tank down here at 225 points with the AC1. So the opportunity right now with the Beast of Prey op is really there to earn some sweet tanks. All right, well, let's get back into tanking. We've had a lovely conversation this morning. Yay, conversation! I've been playing for 2 years straight on this game, so I got a ton of tanks. Acid Warfare's like, sell some of those bad boys. We're going to take out this Scorpion G, which is my newest premium. And premium tanks are really nice for just getting straight in the battle. Like, literally, if you do not want to go through all the tiers of working up 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7, but you want to jump straight into some tanking action, you can buy that tank right now. It's about $50, $55, $60, but it's going to stand up to from tier 6 to 8 and from 8 to 10. You know, you'll be potentially in that whole section of tanks. Pretty cool. The E75 is a great tank, Reaper, and I could totally see going that direction. Steve Pops is great. Thanks for asking, bro. We got a couple charters that we've done, and we're trying to lock down a really, really big charter right now. I got my fingers crossed because I'll be involved. I'm like, please make it happen. Please make it happen. I tell you what, old Daddy-O, he's been working like a madman. He is a hard worker, you know. It's one of the things that, you know, all my life I've seen him just work hard. Work really smart, too. He's a really smart worker. Alrighty here, so it looks like we got 10s, which we're going to be the low tier in here, so we're definitely going to want to try to stay alive. Stay alive. Excuse me there, sir. Let's see which way our team's going. I think I'm going to follow the team over this way. This is the newest map out on tanks. It's called Ravage Capital. It's based in Paris, and it is an interesting map, man. I gotta say, I don't really know it that well yet. I'm still learning on it. But like I would say, like pretty much all the World of Tank maps, it's interesting. It's got a lot of little things to master on this map. The maps become as big as stars as the tanks, you know, is learning where you like to be, how you like to engage the enemy, and then always the variable of the enemy, you know, going in a different direction. It's got some interesting, like, little firing positions, like spots where you can pop out, maybe pop back in.
Ready to fire on target.
Definitely want to watch long straight lines on this for Artie. You know, the Artie's going to be looking for straight streets to shoot down. The movement rate on this tank is really nice too, so it's great for getting into combat, and it's great for boogieing out of combat too. Overall, I definitely recommend this Rheinmetall.
Dropping target.
Ooh, we just lost our object.
We got a damage.
I am going to run away here because I don't want to be on the front line.
They've spotted us.
Mama. I can't exchange broadsides all day long with that Fatherland. He's got a much bigger gun than me.
Enemies got us in their sights.
Oh, man. Yeah, they closed me out. 2 nice wins, and then we got checked out right there. I still got a long way to go on this map as far as, like, where I like to be. And I think my mistake I made, let's see, where's my corpse at? My corpse is right here. As you can see, as I've engaged the main body of the enemy, I would have been probably better off being out here somewhere. So that's just one of the things, you know, like, we learn as we fall. We learn so we can rise. But, yeah, definitely, I got into the thick of things. And that's not where you want to be in that thing. You don't want to be in the thick of it. Oh, the coffee, good. I love coffee, and coffee loves me. Alright, well here's another one I'm working on that we're getting pretty close to being finished with here, is the J Panther 2, and this is actually going to lead up to this Jag Tiger, and we're getting pretty close on that bad boy. We're about 47,000 away from it, which will definitely be a nice addition. I should have the next perk learned up on my crew by then, and also the silver to buy the Jag Tiger. Well, I'm glad you won't hold it against my father, brother, that he likes Jerry Jones. It's not so much that he's a Jerry Jones fan there, Kev. It's that he just respects him and thinks that he brought a lot of opportunity to the league. A lot of opportunity. That prior to Jerry Jones, players' contracts were one thing, and then after Jerry Jones, very similar to basically the Yankees in the late 90s, and that, you know, you saw a massive influx in players' contracts and stuff. I think those NFL players deserve to be paid great, man. You know, every time they're crashed into, that's like getting hit by a car. I mean, that's what they've come to realize, you know, that, you know, when 2 players collide, when you're getting run over by a 300-pound lineman who's running the 40 in 5'2", you know, 5'7". I mean, that is getting hit where he's propelling himself into you. That is taking a big knock, man. I've had a couple concussions playing high school ball. I couldn't imagine playing pro ball. And they did a study the other day where it showed 99% of players from high school to the pros that had their brains examined after death had shown signs of trauma. So it's really interesting. Am I gonna get some backup over here on this left side? Hopefully. Let's see how our team's spreading out. Ooh, looks like our left is gonna be kind of like a defensive. I don't even know if we're gonna have a left side at this point. It's looking like most of our guys are invested on the right. Me and the prototype here will have to watch each other's backs. But I mean, like, we're, you know, pretty lonely out here. No Artie to contend with.
Ready to fire on target.
Quite sure where my shell went there. I think I might have killed the seagull. Seagull!
Locked on.
Ooh, that one got through. Yay! He stays right there. We could be putting some neutralizing shots. Like this could be a... Ooh, he got neutralized. Neutralized.
Enemy exposed. We've got a lot. That one drilled straight through.
Potential neutralizing shot right here. Oh, there he goes. Smart. Player got out of there. He knew when to hold him and knew when to fold him. I better push up and back these guys up. Do one more gun over here to help these guys. Dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun, da, da, da. Well, how is it going, Chillin' B? Welcome back to the broadcast, bud. I'm gonna follow this T-29. He's basically like the blocker right now, and I'm like the quarterback. Don't want to get too invested out here on my own.
Target locked. Penetration.
Ooh, it's always satisfying when you blast through them and then they bounce on you. That is such a satisfying feeling. Some kind of feeling.
Loaded and ready. Enemies looking right at us.
Went right through the cover there, blasted him again. Oh yeah. Oh, it's pretty much now the T-29 and me are moving up together to finish this guy off. Gotta watch this fatherland over here though. It's like that guy's big brother. It's like, you just killed my little brother? I am Uncle Fatherland. The Faja.
Locked and loaded.
Snorkel, starfish, camel. Oh, Cav, I love you, buddy. That's funny.
They've spotted us.
You can see this tank's got a real nice rate of movement, too. Oh, but Mr. Rom B waiting there in the shadows to back up his teammate.
Good to go.
They give him some
Penetration.
love shack there. Oh, he's going to be popping out.
They've destroyed one of our tanks.
Oh, he got it from the side. The last guy left is his fatherland.
Got us in their sights.
I'll try to move in on his flank.
Ready to fire on target. Looks like that one went right through.
Right there, pretty sweet shot on him. If he survives that long. Nice. Good job, guys. Tell the team, good job, team.
We did it. We won.
The trolls, yeah, you know, last night I got a message. Hey, I'm a 22-year-old college girl. Would you like to come to my website and see a show? I laughed. I'm like, aren't you the same robot that sent me an invite last night that I laughed at? Oh, man. So we got 3 points right there. That's always nice to get some points. And came out nice and silver. Got some good XP. You know, we'll definitely be progressing this tank forward towards the Jag Tiger soon. This will be one of the ones we upgrade soon to the Tier 9. And the Tier 9 on this thing is a beast. Let's take a little look at the Jag Tiger D. And again, if you decide you want to go up the German tank destroyer line, just like I was saying with the Russian tank destroyer line, both German tank destroyer lines, amazing. The Tier 7 in the German line that leads the Waffenträger, a little bit challenging. There's a tank over there that was a little bit challenging, but this bad boy for Tier 9 starts with a Tier 10 gun. Starts with just a beast of a gun right there. And this was actually a real tank. They made 80 of these, and they mostly fought on the Western Front. It's a fixed turret tank, so the turret doesn't turn on it at all. But man, these things were feared, you know. They had a huge gun, and if you ran up on one of them and got shot by it in those tanks of the day back then, and the U.S. was fielding, let's go over here to the U.S. The common tank that the U.S. was using was something like this M4 right here. And so if you went up with this M4, take a little look at it there. And I mean, this thing compared to that German tank, the gun just, I mean, you've seen the movie Fury. If you've seen the movie Fury, I mean, these things, high profile, no real angle to the armor. They did not bounce shells, and you can even see the armor thickness on this. I mean, its frontal armor is only 50 millimeters. I mean, that is like, woo, dangerous. So yeah, the U.S. definitely had to catch up in tanks, and very similar to how the Russians defeated the Germans, we defeated them by sheer numbers. You know, they'd throw 50 tanks at us, and we'd throw 500 at them. And our friends, the mighty UK, the British, learned pretty similar. You know, they had tanks that were a little bit slower, but not as much armor, similar like with the Churchill here, which was a pretty famous tank in World War II. Yeah, not too bad, you know. I mean, like excuse me. I never really let the trolls get me down. You know, it is what it is. You know, one of the things we were talking about just a second ago was starting on the German TD line. And, you know, you start out kind of with like the tier 3 Martyr and the tier 4 Martyr as you're working up. But once you get to the PZ SLF 4, which is the type 5 or the tier 5 German tank. So this is a tier 5. This is halfway through the tank line. This thing gets just a devastating gun. It gets an 88 flak cannon, which is literally a tier 8 gun on a tier 5 tank. And I've actually got Mark of Excellence on the barrel here because this, for a tier 5, is one of my favorite tanks. It is, if you get shot in this thing, you explode and die. Basically, it's got these big wide sides that, you know, all the ammo and gasoline's there, so you don't want to get shot in this thing. But if you sit back and use this tank like a sniper tank, oh my god, it can be so devastating. Now let's take it out. Why not? Let's go, PZ5. Take it out into some battle. If we get tier 5s, we'll have a very formidable chance. If we run into 7s, we got to definitely play smart. Use a lot of cover. We don't want to be on the front line. Yep, that is our sublink. We are a partnered streamer with Twitch Television. Absolutely love Twitch. We love streaming, and we love connecting with you guys, talking about tanks, talking about whatever game we're going to play. If I end up going on this job next week, I won't be doing Agents of Mayhem, but if I'm home next week, I will be doing Agents of Mayhem next week in the stream, so we'll definitely check that game out. Really just depends. And we wound up a top tier game, so our tier 5 or tier 8 cannon in a tier 5 game should be pretty effective. Again, we don't want to take a shot even from a tier 5 tank. You know, this thing not really meant to take shots. And we'll see how the team kind of spreads out and let that help us decide where we want to be for our fence. And it looks like the Artie might head down to the coast. I might go be an Artie defender. We got a couple guys heading up this way. I think I'll go sit out in front of the Artie a little bit and watch his back on the coastal strip. Could be a mistake. Could work out good. You know, it's just one of those things with tanks. This is a pretty awesome map. It's called Overlord, and basically it's showing like the D-Day landing. I think World of Tanks could make an incredible RTS if they ever decided to, like real-time strategy game. You know, literally it'd be pretty rad to play like a game where you were like controlling the landing, or maybe controlling the defense, or vice versa, or doing both. You know, potentially playing one side then the other side. Ooh, Sexton down here, we came to guard, just hit a nice shot. Good shot, Sexton. It's a British Artie. Really fast rate of fire. So as you can see, we went straight through that M4. We were just talking about that tank a second ago, guys, with its armor, and why the German tanks just kablowed them, like just good night, Gracie type thing. I mean, it must have been so intense to be a tanker back then and have those formidable German guns just raining hot fire. Well, it looks like this area is clear down here for the moment. I'm going to go ahead and try and reinforce the top up here. So that guy's pushed pretty far over there, and we want to make sure that the top's going to have that fire support it needs. But again, this German tank line I absolutely recommend is a line to if you're interested in tanks to go up. They get formidable guns, rifled, well accurate guns that are very, very relevant. We're just gonna go ahead and move on up this hill. This match could go either way right now. Either side could still be victorious. I think for now the beach is pretty clear, so I want to come up and try and reinforce this way where they're seeming to be engaged. Hey, good morning, Peach Muncher. I'm great, bro. Thanks for asking. Well, actually, good afternoon to you, sir. Hello. I'm great, man. Thanks for asking, though, bud. Life is good, man. Just having some fun with tanks. You know me, man. I love my world of tanks. These maps, man, there's much a star. It's like driving through a painting, you know. They're so beautifully done and rendered. I'd like to get that gun right there in that bunker, man. Look at that thing. Wow. It's looking pretty good for the team. No guarantees at the moment, but definitely... Okay, here's some of their last defenses back here. We might be able to pop up on this hill over here and have a range. Actually, I think we'll come right over here to this rock. Such a fun game. Such an enjoyable game. I love the history of it, too. Like, you know, that these tanks actually were in battle and, you know, people use them. When it says enemies looking right at me, I kind of scramble, you know. We're not going to try to give them an easy shot on us. And they still have two Arties, which would definitely love to bring the pain on us. Make it hard for them to hit us. Move fast. Shake and bake, shake and bake. Looks like their last of their tanks are over here, probably guarding the last Artie down there.
Target locked.
There he is.
They've spotted. Scratch another bad guy.
Oh, the Artie just tagged me.
We've only got one tank left. Track is good to go. Place the target.
Woo! We took all three of those final tanks down. I'm telling you guys, right there, that is the power of the PZ. That tank is just a formidable beast, man. A massive mammoth jammer with an 8.8 flak cannon. We got 5 points on it. Had a great game, and I've had like 7-8 kills in that tank before in a battle. I mean, it can really just be the Reaper of the battlefield. Just a beautiful tank. And that's what I mean, like, you know, every tank line, like that tank, very, very enjoyable and very deadly. But when you go up a little farther in the line, is actually one of those ones that can be quite challenging. And that one is right here with the Saint Emile. I don't have it in my arsenal anymore. I actually sold it to make some silver to buy the next tier, the Rombi. But every once in a while, you know, you have 10 tanks in a line. There can be one tank that's quite a challenge, and the Saint Emile here was actually, you can see where it was nicknamed the Stubborn Mule by the Germans. There were only like 2 of them, but it's only got about 14 shots total, and it's very similar to the PZ, which is the tier 5, that if it gets shot, it usually will explode, basically. And but because that thing plays up to tier 9s, man, oh, that was a tough one. But once I got past it, the Rombi, one of the best tanks in the game, and then the Waffenträger PZ4, one of the best tanks in the game, and the Waffenträger E100, one of the best tanks in the game. So again, that German line is amazing and totally worth getting into. Let's take a look at the Waffenträger 9 right here, the 5.4. This is a beaut. Look at the length of that gun right there. That is a hyper accurate gun. Again, one of the ones you just do not want to get shot in, but can really lay down. Yeah, I agree, Nemesis. That one was a challenge, man. That and in every pretty much every tank line there'll be one or two tanks that can really push you to get through the line, but that's one of the great balances of the game. I tell you, I'm so glad I did the German tank destroyer line because it opened up a whole new style of play to me. Before that, I had only played the heavy tanks, and just like getting into the scout tanks opened up a whole new line of play, getting into the tank destroyers really showed me, distance play and trying to hit those long shots and stuff like that. I am great, no hope for you, noob. Well, right on. You like the 15 centimeter? That is a devastating weapon. I use that sometimes in the ROM B, sometimes in the tier 8, because if you run into tier 6s with it and shoot them, they go bye-bye. Yeah, the 15, there's nothing wrong with it. I like the 12.6 just because, or actually the 12.8, sorry. I like the 12.8 because it's a little bit more accurate, and it's got a little bit more penetration, and actually a faster rate of fire, too, so it's got 3 of the things I really care. So we can see that we're in a tier 10 match here. We're definitely going to have to be careful here with the tier 10s. And we'll see which way everybody goes, and we'll kind of set up. On your waffle? Sure. Nothing wrong. I've used the 15 on here. Every once in a while I might change it out, go one for the other. This is a great sniping map, man. El Haluf. What a blast. Careful here. We don't want to cross in front of our teammate. He seems to have himself a nice shooting position, so I'm going to go ahead and back off this spot. I think I'll follow the team over this way. This is one of those tanks that you don't really want on the front line. You really want to be kind of like closing out. Look at that. That JPZ 100 just nuked that guy. I can't wait to get that tank right there. That thing is a beaut. That's another German tank destroyer up the other line. Most tanks have 2 lines, and that is the other tank destroyer line.
Focus on this area. Target locked.
We got a light one right here. I would have liked to have taken him out right there because he's going to come up and scout us and really show our position to the other team. We're going to back off. Nice, our other guy got him. Yeah, those are some nice stats, man. I find that the TD line is pretty beautiful, as far as efficiency and stuff go. And let's check over here. These guys might need some backup over here, so we'll see if we can be an opportunist. Let opportunity knock. Oh, yeah. I think that so many people get so passionate about their tanks. I game pretty regularly with a great group of tankers, and we all have our loves. My man Cav, my man Fourth Cav, he's probably one of the very best tankers I've ever tanked with. His not just his overall skill at handling his tank, but where he goes and how he plays his tanks. He really has a well understanding of the game. Ooh, we got a 183 over there. We do not want to get shot by Mr. 183. I want to definitely give him a wide berth of respect.
Friendly vehicle destroyed.
Dangerous for Artie. He's over there with a light tank behind him.
Load it up. Let her rip.
This could get dangerous.
They've destroyed one of our tanks.
Now, is Blood Orchid the next line of heroes in there we go. Okay, the JC-100 got him. Very nice.
Been detected. Reloaded.
Well, they got mouths over there. That thing is huge.
Our commander's men. Close. Enemies looking right at us. Drop target. Critical incident.
Oh, the Artie punched my ticket. Ah. Well, it was a good fight. Operation Blood Orchid is coming to Siege. You know, I've expected the new characters for Rainbow Six Siege to be out before now. I've been kind of wondering where they're at. All right, clink to the coffee drinkers. We got a delicious cup going here today. Delicious. And I think it's time for a unicorn fight. You guys can get me on Twitter. You can get me on Facebook. That's my Twitter link right there. You can also get me on Facebook. Oh, it is. All right, so we're going to see some new operators. We'll definitely get back into some Rainbow. You can get me on Facebook at Willie Euler. All right, looking forward to trying out some new operators on there. Should be pretty fun. I don't think it's oh, because they've already done the Japanese operators, bro. So I think it's oh man, I used to know. I think it's isn't it the South Korean operators? I play World of Tanks all the time. All the time, bro. I'm on here playing. Probably, you know, okay, we got tier 5, so definitely got to be the old unicorn in a tier 5 world. We're going to be a scout. But yeah, we're on here. Yeah, I play a lot at night, but usually at night I also get off to cook, then I come back. You know, and it's not every night I play, but I spend a fair amount of time here playing pretty regularly. Well, it looks like the team is a little hesitant to move up. It's okay, guys. You can leave the. Okay, so they're all gonna go left. It looks like. Yikes. That is gonna make this right flank pretty open over here. Then we'll see what we can come out here and spot. Let's see what we can spot out here. I spy with my little eye
They found us.
a tank destroyer.
I see one.
See if we can't light up some more stuff. Ooh, be careful here. I flipped over on that hill. I flipped on that hill yesterday. We learned! We learned! got some more enemies over here and here and here. Definitely want to keep low, keep low. Dun, 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 dun. Apocalypse Metal, good morning to you, man. We were just talking about Rainbow. I know you're a big fan. There are some new operators coming. Pretty exciting stuff. I figured it'd be about, maybe even a little sooner. I kind of expected those new operators to be around about June, but they're going to be here soon, so that's definitely cool. Hey, mister, I just took out somebody's truck. Not my truck. Just plowed right on through it like it wasn't even there. No! He got me while I was airborne.
They've spotted us.
Living a dangerous game right here. Dangerous game. A most dangerous game. Woohoo! And sometimes that's the best thing you can do in a scout tank is just get out there, spot the enemy. Might not even be about getting pins or anything like that. When I say pins, I mean penetration. But just letting your team know where to shoot. You're part of the team, man. You're assisting. You're a link in the chain. A cog in the wheel, man.
We've got a lot.
And that's, believe me, when you're a TD, like having a scout tank that gets out there and spots stuff, worth its weight in gold. We always try to tell them, like, oh, we got caught in the wire. Ah! Run, don't lose your speed. Hit the turbo, where's the NOS? We need the NOS.
They found us.
Maybe get the Selecto over here if we get over there in time and survive. Hey, whoa! Yeehaw! Oh, we got him! Woo!
Knows our location.
That's what we look for, those targets opportunity where we can come out there and make something happen, assist the team. Oh, I see the Artie over here. I spy with my little eye something shooting explosives. Dun 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 dun. Hello.
Ready to fire on target. That got him. We pierced their armor.
Alright, we shut down their artillery. Very satisfying. Now we can't do too much to that T-34 over there, but we can definitely keep him highlighted. Then our artillery, yep, there goes our guys, got him. And there's 2 tanks left out here, so let's go see if we can't get in here on the rear flank. This game is just such a great game with that AT-2. I'm not going to be able to do much to him. That is a heavily armored mammer jammer right there. Ah! Medic! Roll, baby, roll!
Unlocking target.
These guys are going to have themselves an armored battle. Hey, Godhound, how you doing, bro?
Found us.
Shout out to my man, Godhound. Oh, and the other one is over here. Well, this one we can potentially attack. But we're going to have to attack it from, like, the rear.
Fairly crazy.
Here we go.
It's like we're shooting snakes. No good.
Rikes, Raggy.
Ready to fire. Enemies looking right at us.
No, don't look right at. All right, we tell the team good game. We survived. We took a tier 3 out in a tier 5 world. Not only did we survive, but we thrived. We scouted, we spotted, we got a lot of spot assist medals up there, which, you know, this op going on right now, it's not just about being the biggest gun out there and killing everything. When you're out there spotting tanks, you're part of the team. You're, you know, a link in the chain. So we pulled out 3 points right there for that fight. Yeah, definitely satisfying. Yeah, that thing, I wasn't going to get through it anytime soon. Wow, Apocalypse Metal, that's going to be cool. That's really cool, yeah, man. Nice, Godhound. That T1 Heavy line is a great line. You know, definitely a line worth working up. The T1 Heavy is great for its Tier 5 class, and the M6 is a beauty. I absolutely adored the Tier 7, the T29. That tank is phenomenal. Once you get the final gun upgrade on it, just an excellent warmobile. All right, well, why don't we take out a big gun here? Why don't we take out a Death Star? This is, for me, like, such a hard tank to use. I've been, like, learning. And I need a coffee refill. Coffee! Coffee. Coffee. Ah, let's fill the coffee. Wow. Ezekiel Elliott being suspended. Been trying to get Bob to play? That's cool, bro. Well, it was like I was telling Steve here, you know, you get into tanks, and if it's one of those games you like, you know, play it. And if it ever becomes something you're not enjoying, you know, there's all sorts of different games to play. So we're actually pretty much in the spot where we want to be. Now, this is 4th Cav's Sniper Hill. And my man 4th Cav has shown me that this spot can be a really effective spot for sniping. So I like it. It's at the very back of the map. And if you have to, you can take a little cover behind that house right there. So definitely a nice spot. Got a big Artie here coming to hang out with us. Hello, Mr. Artie. A little bit of cover back here. Shout out to Captain Cap, man. The man loves his tanks too. Nice to see you in the broadcast, bud. The man is a tanking aficionado. So many great tankers visiting us. Nemesis Finland. Man, Nemesis Finland is like 4th Cav. He is one of the best tankers I know, man. Just great knowledge of the battlefield. Just like Acid Warfare and, you know, so many other really great tankers that have come and joined us. Oh, are you going to stay right there? Oh, I love you. Oh, he just moved. Oh. Oh, I thought he was going to stay right there and let me give him a Death Star round. Oh, man.
Target locked. Reloading.
I don't know if he's got a rock in front of him or what, but he's got something out there. Let me shoot you with my Death Star. Lord Vader only wants to shoot you once. Oh, please. Oh, no. Oh, man. You only get 12 shots with this tank, though, so it's really, you don't want to rush him, man. Oh, such a bummer. All right, we got to get off the hill. Yeah, they've detected us. It's time to go. Once they detect you, it's time to go.
All Allied artillery has been obliterated.
Oh, man.
Locked and loaded. Locked on.
Good night, Brazil. Oh man, Lord. At the end of the day, Lord Vader got to take the shot. Take the shot, Lord Vader. Don't worry, their Artie's gonna sing one right back at me. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I was gonna say, because I figured we'd see the operators around June. But, you know, hopefully they bring them.
Ready to fire on target.
So many targets.
The enemy knows our location.
Oh, damn! Oh, we nuked the Chieftain in one shot! Woo! That's why they call it the Death Star. Holy shnikes, we just did 2,200 points of damage to him in one shot. Oh, that was a tier 10 that went tier bye-bye. Oh, beautiful.
HE round ready to fire.
But they're coming to get me now. Nothing lasts forever. Not even a cold November rain. You want some of this, Skoda? Oh, damn it, I rushed it. Never rush it. Oh, that's what I get for rushing. I'll still always have that Chieftain shot. 2,200 points of damage in one shot. Oh, beautiful. Oh, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you, man. No, that's the beauty of that tank, but you really gotta baby it, man. You do not want to rush the shot. I came out there, tried to rush a shot, got 86. That is the ultimate sniper, man. There's also another British tank in that line. Let's take a look. Right here that I want to work up to one day. I want to get this No. I want to get this one, the 4005 right here. So that's one of the things that keeps me playing tanks so much, is the fact that I literally have to start all the way back here. I literally have to step on back all the way. I could probably jump over right about here. Nope. I got to go all the way back to tier 2, go to the 3, go to the 4, go to the Archer, and then work that all the way back up to the 4005. That's so awesome. I love that there's just so many tanks to get into. And the tank we just nuked was this tank right here, the Chieftain. We just literally went through that heavy tank and just blammoed him, man. Such a satisfying game. Oh, the Death Star. I believe this is one of the tanks right here that you can win right now. And I got this one for the World of Tanks when they did March Madness, and for picking the Russian line at the end and being victorious. And it's a pretty sweet little ride here. And this thing's a tier 4, and as far as I know, this is this tank right here in the ops that you can actually earn this bad boy right there, the AC1 for 225 points. So the ops are going. There's still 16 days to get into it. Let's go ahead and take out this T-10E3. It's an American tank right here. It's a American Tank Destroyer. It's one of my tier 10s that I've really been loving. Clink to the coffee drinkers. We were on Hellborn earlier. It was actually the first map of the day when we took out the Japanese Type 5 Heavy. And this is a pretty awesome map, man. This was introduced probably about 6 months ago, and it's kind of become one of my favorite maps because I really like the design of it. Basically, you have a city over there on the A1 line all the way, and then you have both sides kind of starting. Right here we have an optional encounter battle though, so kind of changes the dichotomy of the whole way the game's played. Because a lot of times I'll go into the city over here, but because we have to watch this spot right here, we want to definitely be available. Maybe a sniping position up over here. Yeah, I think I'll take the top of this hill right here. That Grill 15, that's another tank I'd like to get. New addition to tanks, came about 2-3 months ago. And it's a very popular PC tank. They actually replaced the Waffenträger on the PC with that one. But they brought it to console. And I guess they're going to bring a couple more German tanks to console. It's going to be like a mini Maus and a new heavy tank too, which is pretty exciting. We can't wait to see those. And then the Swedish line, again, yesterday during their tank talk on Facebook, where they do like a weekly tank talk, Wargaming said that the Swedish line is coming, but it's not as coming as soon as people have been saying. People have been saying it was coming the end of this month. But from what we're hearing, the Swedish line will be sometime this year, fourth quarter, like August, or like late fourth quarter, probably between like October and December. It'll be interesting to see, though. I'm excited to see it. I hear from my friend Nemesis Finn that the Swedish tank destroyers are incredible. But I hear that they got an interesting gameplay mechanic where you actually have to lock them down to use them and stuff. So we'll see how that all works out. It's going to be pretty interesting. Can you pre-order the Xbox One X? As far as I know, still no. Some people are saying it might be being delayed and they just haven't announced it yet. I have no idea. I just know I want to pre-order mine, man. I want to pre-order mine, dude. It'll be interesting to see.
They're trying to capture our base. Target locked. Camo net up. Ready to fire on target. Focus attention.
Be interesting to see what happens with the One X, because I definitely want to get one.
Dropping target.
I want a One X. I'm super excited because next month is going to be the Super Nintendo Mini, man, and I want one of those, dude. I want a Super Nintendo Mini.
Ready to fire on target.
Or as like my buddy used to like to say, Super No Friendo. Be like, what are you doing tonight, bro? Want to go out? I'd be like, dude, bro, I'm playing Final Fantasy 3, man. He'd be like, what, on your Super No Friendo? And I'd be like, yes.
Target locked. Enemies are capturing our base.
It's pretty interesting the way they've put the base up here on top of this hill. Seems pretty dangerous. Nice. Well, yeah, you know, from what I'm understanding is there's a possibility to pre-order. I talked to Ravenhawk, and he so graciously said he'd pre-order one for me over there through his GameStop, so I'm super excited. And of course I'm going to reciprocate, because if he can do two, I'm going to definitely buy him one, and out of just gratitude for being able to get me one, man, so I don't have to stand in line. I don't want to stand in line. Otherwise, I'm going to be standing in line all night for that bad boy.
We've got a lock. Enemies in the base. Push them out. Unlocking target.
Don't know what he's got over there, if there's a rock between me and him. But I'm going to go with the shot in 4 seconds and see if he's still there.
They're knocked
Yep,
down.
he was still there. They got a Death Star back there. That's what I was just driving a second ago.
We're taking the enemy base. One of our vehicles destroyed.
Ho, 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 ho. They just smash-olated our guy over there.
We're capturing the enemy base. Target locked. Enemy armor is destroyed. Dropping target.
This is gonna be close. This fight could go either direction.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
I gotta watch out for their arty. He's gonna try to really make me pay for being up here highlighted on a hill.
Reloaded.
Let me just crush that T-32.
We're taking the enemy base. Enemies looking right at us. Target locked. Scratch another bad guy. Our team destroyed an enemy.
Well, that's 5. And we got a visual on their arty over there running. What's this guy?
Target locked. We didn't penetrate
Oh, we
their
bounced
armor.
on him. That's a tough nut to crack right there. Somebody's got a good shot on him. Very nice. And our brother, the T-10E4, left over here. And the E100 left. Oh, we just killed a squirrel.
Target.
Squirrel!
They've spotted
He's looking at me, looking at him like, hey, bro. Hi. Hello, brother. We're communicating via barrel communication. Oh, man. Hey, Thom, how you doing, bud?
target. Enemies looking right at us.
Ramming speed.
Correct. Damn it.
The 430 just became a 430
Now
missile.
that's how you do it.
That was classic. That was classic. Well, we had 5 kills. You know what? That was a blast, man. I've really been enjoying that tank destroyer right there. It's got a really nice gun, decent armor, decent movement, and again, the reward of going all the way up to a tier 10, you know, in any line is just satisfying. Well, the SNES, yeah, graphically, sure, bro. Alright, so let's try another PZ1C fight. Thanks, Thom. Good game, bro. Thanks, man. Yeah, we've had some really nice games in here this morning. We've had a couple losses, we've had a couple mistakes, we've had a couple big shots. A lot of wins, though. It's been a really nice morning for tanking. Great conversations, lots of really nice people in here to talk with. And well, the Super NES is definitely more powerful. What happened is original Nintendo was 8-bit, bro. That's like the mini NES, just the NES, no S in front of it. And then they had the 16-bit revolution, which was really led by Sega. But then you also had TurboGrafx 16 jumping in there. And back then we were like, whoa, it's like really being in the game. Whoa! You know, play games like Splatterhouse and Bonk's Adventure. And Nintendo, at about 1993, 94-ish, announced the Super Nofrendo. And, oh my God. Yeah, it was like 92, 93 in that area, 93, 94. And I got mine for Christmas that year. I remember my stepdad, God bless my stepdad, man. Such a cool guy. And they couldn't understand my love of games back then. He's like, Willie, I do not understand these video games. Go outside, for Christ's sakes. Play with your friends. And I'm like, Jacques, I need it, bro. And so he got me one for Christmas that year. And I actually found it. I was a present snoop, man. I would snoop the house looking for presents like a madman. I mean, I was like MacGyver. I was like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible hanging off a wire, you know, looking for the presents. And I went into the office at the house, and there was a suitcase, and it just caught my eye, and I opened up the suitcase, and it was in there. So for 2 months, I had to act like I didn't know I was getting it. And they were like, all right, be good, and maybe you'll get one. You know, Santa might breed one. And I was like, yeah, I hope he does. And I got that, man, and it was so satisfying because they came out with Street Fighter 2 for it. And even though we had to use the controllers with the 4 buttons, because I couldn't afford the fight stick controller at the time, I was just a kid. The controller with the 4 buttons, we just adapted. I basically gave up medium on Street Fighter using the medium. And, oh my god, so much fun. But the one for me that I'm super excited about with the new Super Nintendo is the Final Fantasy III. Final Fantasy III is a pixelated RPG, and in my opinion, it's one of the greatest Final Fantasies that ever was made. It is so incredible. And Kefka, he was one of the best bad guys they ever introduced in the franchise. I got somebody in my flank, man. Somebody's in my flank. They're in my flank. Yeah. They're flanking me. God, ah, no. No. I wanted to live. Ah. He chased me down and ended my reign of terror. T-28 American Tank Destroyer. Oh yeah, it's definitely a good day for tanks. Any day's a good day for tanks, but the T-28, now let me see, because I'm thinking of the Soviets maybe with the T-28. But there's the T-28 and then there's the T-28 prototype, and that, the T-28, I did that line which led, and I'll tell you, the T-95, bro, that is a tough tank at the beginning because, you know, you don't really get a very big gun in it. But eventually you're going to get to that 155 in the T-95, and oh my god, that tank becomes a magnificent beast. It does. But the struggle to get to the 155 is real in that tank. I'm going to go up the other line and eventually do the T-28 prototype, and yeah, and then eventually to the T10E4. I mean, that's just another awesome line to get into one day. Shout out to my man, 4th Cav. Guys, when I talk about the 4th Cav and awesome tanking, that's him right there with the cry sad face. That guy is one of the best tankers I know, man. He is really good. He is a talented gent. Alright, so guys, this is the new Scorpion. It's called the Rheinmetall Scorpion, and it is out now. It's a premium tank, and I have absolutely been loving this bad boy. Let's see, we got 10s again. We had 10s with it earlier, so it's definitely the low tier right now, but it can compete. You know, you just got to be smart with it. All right, let's see what we got. So, I got some big tank destroyers out there, and we've got a couple. Mostly, though, we got, like, heavy tanks, so it's going to kind of be better for our tanks to engage up close, and they're going to want to try to have range on us. Let's see, how's everybody kind of spreading out? The old Type 4 right there. I just got past that tank to the Type 5. That Type 4 was a challenge because of it's not very fast, and it's if the arty spots you, it can be a hell of a tank. I think we'll kind of take a rear defensive position back here and kind of watch the arty's left flank over here for now. See what these guys spot up out there on their way. Seeing 2 tanks out like that makes me worry for those guys, though, because they're probably not going to have the support they need. They get into some big stuff over here by the castle. Oh yeah, the T-95. Yeah, that one's a It's not a bad tank at all. It's actually a really nice tank. It's one of those specialty tanks. You know, you got to really watch the movement on it, where it moves to, and just overall a couple little things, you know. But once you get that final gun on there, and if you can get yourself to a position where you can just kind of survey the battlefield, the T95 is incredible. And that final gun, man, that 155, that is a powerful weapon. Looks like these guys stalled over here. They're probably getting hit by something up over here. Probably getting hit by something up over there to the left. Cav in his cried face. No, Cav, don't cry for me, Argentina. Keep telling Cav he's got to make a Facebook page. Cav, you got to do Facebook, bro. I love Facebook, man. People share such cool stuff on there. Every once in a while, it's something lame. For the most part, though, people share like the coolest stuff. I've like got all these like food blogs now that are liking my Facebook page, stuff like that. I like to share food, pictures of it. It's awesome. Alright, I think it's time to reinforce the side, and this side over here is going to be the side I choose to reinforce. So let's head on over here and see if we can't give assistance to these guys. Dun 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 chart. I really like this Rheinmetall Scorpions movement, man. It has got a great... It's fast. Very fast. I mean, we're pulling 58 kilometers right now. This thing, definitely fast. Let's see if we can't get up here and spot up what's hitting these guys so hard over here. Great for moving into position and firing and getting out of the position. Here we go. So this is what's giving these guys the business. He's going to notice me in a second, but hopefully he doesn't last very much longer. Ooh, we got the kill shot on a tier 10. Nice. Again, guys, I totally recommend this Rheinmetall. This thing is a beauty. She is gorgeous. She's fast. She's elegant. Got a beautiful 128 millimeter cannon on her. Gorgeous. Looks like the last of the enemy's making a hold, and this is a smart move on these guys' part. So they're really going to be able to mass fire, and if our guys straggle up here and don't really get into the fight together, this could be devastating. We really got to rely on our arty to do some big work on these guys. I'm going to try to sneak around and maybe take out their arty. It probably might cost me my life. Could be a real dangerous gamble, but their arty's doing some serious work, and if I can get it out of the play, there we go. There we go. That's what we want. We can take this beast out. That's definitely going to help the team. Also, it's going to make these guys kind of worry about what's behind them.
Ready to fire on target. We pierced their armor.
I love this game. I can play this game all day long. Now those guys know that they're caught between these guys and the guys on the other side, really opening up shots for both sides, you know.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Ooh, that chieftain's got some nice armor on him.
Reloaded. Target locked. Dropping target. Penetration.
This game is just such a satisfying
Fire on
game.
target.
And 100% free to play, man.
Looks like that one went right through.
Nice. Good game, team.
We did it. We won.
I just can't get enough of this game, man. This is such a fun game. Wow, we just cleared 100,000 silver with that bad boy. And we got a bonus point. We got 6 points for that. Woo! That was nice right there. Very nice. Very nice. 100,000 silver in a game that's why these premium tanks, you know, people go, well, what's the point of them? Well, they're great silver makers, man. They will make you that silver, man. She was a beauty. And that's the Rheinmetall right there, guys, that we're using. We've got one piece of equipment on it, and basically I made it earn its equipment. You know, a piece of equipment will cost about 500,000 silver, depending on what tiers you're equipping. They will add a permanent stat bonus to your tank. So we gave this a tank right here a large caliber gun rammer, but it earned that silver in 5 games, basically. So definitely pays for itself in putting the equipment on it. All right, well, we need about 4 more thousand in that bad boy to finish the Rheinmetall op. And again, I totally recommend that tank for pickup. Hey, let's take out the Waffenträger. If you look over to the right over there, you'll see the perks on my crew. And this is actually my highest trained crew. They've got 8 perks. They're working on their 9th perk. The soldiers actually got into a lieutenant's rank. And, man, this is just one badass warmobile. I would marry it, Brian. I would marry it. All right, Reaper, you have a great day, bro. I would get down on one knee and propose to my Rheinmetall and be like, marry me. Okay, so we got some big tanks in here on both sides of the battlefield. Definitely got some big guns on the other side. We gotta watch those arties over there. We only got one. They got 2 really effective arty units. So if we get spotted up, basically you can count on the arty trying to punch the Waffles ticket. Oh, sorry, bud. Tell this guy sorry. Sorry, man. Played with Bloody Ninja last game. He was the guy driving the E100 last game. He did a really nice job. Okay, these guys are calling for help over here. Hell, what the hell? Never been afraid of death or dying. Got a Bat Chat over there doing some good scouting already. Basically letting those big gun arties know where to shoot. Dangerous, dangerous. You got 6 in the chamber with this bad boy. It's like basically like a revolver. You know, you got six bullets you can fire basically back to back to back. Long reload time, and the gun, which is its greatest asset, is also its greatest weakness on this thing. I mean, it's a big target, and pretty much any tank can pin your gun on this tank. I don't want to leave these guys unsupported up here, though, so we're definitely going to try to get in position to be of service.
Ready to fire on target.
Oh, man, somebody just hammered him. Now we have the thing, do we go in with 4 shots or do we stop and reload now? You know, it's one of the questions. I'm going to go ahead and reload now, but dangerous, you know, would have been nice to have got off some shots on that guy, and now they've spotted us, so I got to assume those arties are going to try to sing me a lullaby or anything else big on the battlefield, so maybe run one direction for a second, then stop, run backwards, then run forwards type thing. While we reload and get back into it, then maybe we can turn this entire flank on these guys. Ooh, they got a Death Star out there. He's under fire, though. The Death Star's got nice armor on him, man, though. He can take a couple shots and still be pretty darn effective. Our guy's trying to keep them lit up for our arty to potentially hit them. Nice, our JPZ E100 just nuked the Death Star. He just hit the Death Star with the Death Star. Heck yeah, man. Waffle Platoon, bro. You know I'm down. Brian will have his soon. Brian just got to his next Waffle, the Tier 9. A fantastic tank. We should have visual on these arties at this point. Not going too good for our team, though, on the other side over here. This fight is far from over. This fight is far from over. They definitely got some momentum on the backside of this hill over here. There's one of their arties. I'm going to try to put the horn on these guys and kind of pull them back towards us. Our guy's going to finish off those already over there. And then this way, you know, it keeps them maybe coming back this way. You know, going like, oh man, we're losing the base, you know, in a minute we're going to lose the game type thing. A lot of people don't like to win by capping. They want to win by destroying the other team completely. But it's such a dangerous maneuver, you know. This one's really going to come down to the wire out here. Now we've been spotted, so now potentially something can come from any side and hit us. They're going for a cap themselves, and all they got to do is really hit me, and it resets the cap.
Enemies got us in their sights.
There he goes. There's the cap reset. There's a bat chat out there somewhere. I can't see him, and they're just lighting me up. I knew it was going to be dangerous. It would have been nice if I'd have had maybe one of the other guys jump on with me. But, you know, you can't really, you know, sometimes your team's just going to do what they want to do. And like I said, nobody really likes to win by capping, even if it's a chance to get more points and more silver. Most people don't like to win by capping. So it's a shame because we had a real good chance of winning that one. And now I don't really think we're going to have too much of a chance. But, you know, win some, lose some. It's a house on wheels. Yeah, Darkness Havoc. Yeah, he came in there and played last night. Yep. Just showed up, you know. Just came back and joined the old fold, you know. Hey, I always welcome everybody, of course, you know. And Havoc, he's a great tanker. He's a very enjoyable person. If he wants to get back into tanking, I think that's great, man. I do. Alrighty here. So, we can use the Confucius beard stroke. Oh, I was watching Married with Children, and Kelly Bundy goes, yeah, you know that Chinese philosopher Confucian. It was so funny. Oh, I love Married with Children. Still on syndication on TBS, man. Still just an awesome show to watch. Well, you know, we started today with our Type 5, our newest tank. I think we'll go back to our Type 5 and take another run. Another run in the mighty Type 5. Now I only need a tier 10 in the Czechoslovakian line and in the Chinese line, and then I'll have a tier 10 in every single line. I have 10 tier 10s now, which is pretty awesome. Alright, here we go, Lakeville. The FT. FT. This Type 5 is the tier 10 in the Japanese heavy line here, and it is just one big bad mammer jammer, but it has pretty nice movement for a big heavy tank. We're going to try, ooh, it's an optional encounter battle, so that changes the whole dichotomy of this match. I was going to say we'd go into the valley. We're going to head over into the city now. Definitely try to get over there and support our teammates. I've seen this encounter battle right here on this map on go bad fast. You know, if enough people don't commit to getting in there, but then a lot of people like to do a rear guard action on the valley. But I've seen the other team basically send 3 scout tanks in there and just cap out super fast on this map. Also, be able to put some real fire support down on us who are coming across with our broadsides, and usually their TDs are all kind of set up out over here, and they got a lot of big TDs, so it's a dangerous gamble trying to get in there. But we're gonna take our big old battleships, like driving a battleship. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I have a couple French tier 1s and tiny tanks in my garage. I have pretty much, you know, I don't really get rid of the tier 1s because basically you need them if you go up any of the other lines, you know. Usually it branches off the tier 1 to a tier 2. So I have a lot of my tier 1s still. Eventually we'll maybe sell them for the garage space, but I like the nostalgia and the history of them too. You know, it's interesting. The French tier 1 tank was one of the most prolific tanks of World War I, and it was actually also used by the United States. We'll take a look at it after this battle and talk a little bit about the history of it. And if you play Battlefield 1, you'll recognize the tank for the single-person tank in Battlefield 1. Cute and tiny. I had a wind-up version of the French BDR the ARL, I think. But when I was a kid, I had a wind-up one that my dad got me that you could wind it up and it would drive around. It was a really cool toy.
Friendly vehicle destroyed. Ready to fire on target. Been destroyed one of our tanks.
Boing! Sheboygan. Well, we've already lost 4 tanks. Not good, not good. Not good. Getting hit by some big stuff in the background too back there. Not looking too good for our team. Oh, we got the Sheboygan. Sheboygan! Ooh, now we're taking side fire too. This is rough. sniper tank out here somewhere. I was wondering what was cracking my ass so hard. Yeah, they had a sniper on position on this ridge. And a lot of our guys got caught up in this path. I don't really understand it because the encounter battle over here was definitely where it was going to be the most pressing part of the battle. So to kind of get caught up over on this side with all those assets, well, it really cuts your team short on this side. Yeah, but, you know, to each their own. People drive the tanks the way they want to drive them. No gorging? No, not really. I doubt it. Yeah, Steve, as long as I don't have to do any work, you know, we're still waiting to hear if the overall job we were planning for next week is going to happen. So, I mean, potentially I'm going to be here. If I'm not here, then, you know, we'll be back in a week. If I am here, then yeah, absolutely we'll broadcast. Again, if I don't go on the job, we're going to do Agents of Mayhem next week. If I do go on the job, probably go ahead and just skip that one and just come back in after that. But I'd really like to look at that game when it comes out. Alrighty here. So, let's see. That was a hard one on our Type 5. Oh, that's what we were going to talk about. We were going to take a little look at the French tank real quick. Sure. The tank, I believe, Brian. And Brian, this is the one that I had a wind-up of right here. Yeah, the ARL-44. And I think I had a wind-up of the BDR where you literally would wind like that top thing and it would drive itself around. And this one wound up with like a key on the side of it. My dad would always buy me like the just coolest toys when I was a kid. LBJ trains and stuff. And this is actually the tank we were talking about a second ago. And if you've played Battlefield 1, you'll recognize this iconic tank. And this tank during World War I, America actually bought like 6,000 of these from the French so that they had tanks in World War I. It was real interesting because we were a little bit behind in the development of them. Alrighty, well, let's head on back over here and we'll go ahead and I think it's time for a little bulldog run right here. Take out our little scout tank. Yeah, that sparked. Yeah, exactly. And one of the tanks, I remember, I think it was the more modern one because we got them both at this classic toy shop in South Coast Plaza. And you could actually get like these little army soldiers, and they were my favorites, man. And they were cast out of, they were actual tin soldiers, like, you know, your grandfather or your father might have played with before everything became plastic, you know. And you could get like riflemen, machine gun guys. You could get them painted like Japanese, American, or German, and they were just so awesome. And my mom and my dad would buy them for me in bulk. And I would have these big old huge battles with my train set running through there, and the wind-up tanks and stuff. It was really cool. Hey, shout out Ravenhawk, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing great, 101 Sniper. Thanks for asking, man. Yeah, everything's good, man. Just playing some World of Tanks today, having an absolute blast, and we're going to take out our scout tank right now, our Bulldog. Hopefully we don't wind up in too high a tier tanks, but if we do, we'll just do our best. And shout out to my man Lionsbane, Ravenhawk. Hello, sir. I love seeing that you and Gothound are getting into tanks, and Gothound's trying to get Bob into playing tanks too. It's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Okay, so we got big boys. We got a lot of tier 10s in here, so we're definitely going to need to be careful, man. Those are some big mammer jammers on both sides of the battlefield. So we'll do our best. We'll get out there, we'll scout, and we'll run and hide. Run and hide and scout. And maybe if we survive long enough, look for some targets of opportunity. But basically the best thing we can do, we're 3 tiers down, is we can get out there and spot up some stuff for our team. This Bulldog is an American scout tank. I really like it. It comes in the T-37 and Chaffee line, or Chaffee line, I would like to say it. And it is just a great tank. Ooh, again, we got an optional encounter battle, which is going to make the middle probably pretty highly contested. I tell you, these encounter battles They make this game really interesting because they change up everybody's style of play a lot. See if we can't spot a little bit more, and then we're going to run away. We're going to do the manly thing, flip an e-brake and be like, laters! Time to flee. I must flee. Oh yeah, and I think we chose the right time to dip crew, do a spin move, and get the hell out of Dodge. Now our guys can lay down some fire on some of the stuff we spotted. And we won't go too far. We'll just maneuver around the battlefield. Yeah, 101 Sniper, I'm great, man. Thanks for asking, buddy. And our rule of thumb here is, you know, no matter how long it's been since you've been in here, of course we're always going to welcome you back, you know. And it's never ever any kind of pressure to watch, you know. It's just, oh, he got us. Damn, I have 1 health point. 1 health point. Wow. Came out of that with 1 point. I'm surprised it didn't just give him the kill on me, man. He basically just wrecked my ass. Oh, Mr. 268. That was thin. We got 1 point of health, dude. Like, we hit a bump too hard. We're going down. We're going to Valhalla. But we'll do what we can with the life we have left. And I'll try to spot some stuff. And keep an eye on the middle over here. Man, he caught us just right there. 1 health. I've never been taken to just 1 point. That's pretty wild. Tip time. Oh, is that like the 3Ds of dodgeball? Call me Patches. I love that movie, A Dodgeball. That movie is so funny. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. He throws the hot potato to the one guy, the guy just catches it. So good. Oh, man. I tell you, some of those movies from the early 2000s, like Anchorman, Dodgeball, The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. I mean, I could watch those movies and just quote them endlessly. Me and my buddy Menace would just quote them back and forth to each other. Just endless quotes. So much fun. There's that 268 that pounded us into Scalapini earlier. Can't believe we live with 1 health. Charge. What's up, Mr. Death Star? Hey, look at me, it's Captain America.
Ready to fire.
Oh, living dangerously. Never been afraid of death or dying. Only been afraid of never trying.
That's gotta hurt. Enemy's got us in their sights.
Oh, I love it. Don't get out of my way. Ah! Oh, it was a bridge too far. Oh, that was awesome. Find a tree. Nice, Ravenhawk. Well played, buddy. Well played when you're the last guy left and you pull out the victory, man. I think there's an achievement, too, when you're the last guy left. If you survive more than a minute, it's a pretty hard achievement to get, man. It's not one of the easy ones. Wow, man. Just wow. What a blast. I was living so long. Oh, man. Well, you know what, friends? I think that'll do it for today's broadcast. It has been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you, ladies and gents. We will be back with more broadcasts in the future. I'm going to head on over, check on my mom, see how she's doing. Then I'm going to come back and rock some more tanks this afternoon, man, because I love my tanks. There will be many more broadcast friends. We love hanging out with you guys. Remember, you can catch us on YouTube, get us on Facebook, you can get me on Twitter. We live to do this. We live to hang out with you guys, play the tanks, talk about the games. Lots of games coming up. We'll probably be looking at Agents of Mayhem next week. If not, I'll be on vacation working. Otherwise, we'll be here to rock some tanks and have some fun with you guys. You guys have the best day. We'll see you again in another broadcast in the future, I hope. And remember, you can connect with us off of Twitter, off of Facebook, off of YouTube. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day, friends.